For news beyond the game, it's Frontier News.
It's Frontier News. All right, Frontier put out patch 5, which was pretty fucking good, I think. I like, okay, granted, I did not play Elite Dangerous this week, but from what I read from the patch notes, it looks pretty good. We have been without our shield percentages since Odyssey dropped. It used to be you look down at the crotch panel and you would see your shield percentage, and then they took it away. And now they put it back, but they put it better than put it back in your crotch panel. It's just right there at the bottom of your shield 3 rings all the time. That's good. I would like to give a huge salute to Commander Seraph of Skunkworks AX, who put together a brilliant UI package and said, well, what if we just use this for the UI? And Frontier looked at it and said, oh, we're going to yeet the fuck out of that and just copy it pretty much. And, I mean, it's 10% not as good as his, but they pretty much fucking copied it and put it out. So I want to give them a huge salute to that. I really, really have to go and give back to the community. So Roy and Tweak, you talk about stuff that you liked or didn't for the patch for about 30 seconds. Be right back.
I mentioned a few of them. I do like the improvements that they've made in the UI. I haven't been back to a station to be able to check out outfitting, but it looks good. The galaxy and system maps are improved. I think there's still things they could do, but I think that they're usable, and I'm okay with them the way they've changed them. I mentioned the brightness thing. I think I'll be trying to change the way I use perhaps reshade to fix that. So I think it's within the realm of I'm good with those changes, and I can make them work and have fun in the game. So tweaked.
Yeah, from what I've been seeing, there's some good things. I mean, the percentage on the shields is cool. Why it took them this long, I don't know. The fact that it now defaults to store module instead of sell, and when you click sell, it says, whoa, 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 you engineered this. Do you want to sell it? Why that wasn't like that to begin with, I'll never know. That should have been ding, ding, ding. That was an obvious one. That kind of stuff. Those are huge quality of life fixes that needed to happen, and it's good to see that they made it in finally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I guess we need to see what comes next after that. If they're gonna keep, I'm assuming they still got a long list of things to work through. I don't think there was any insinuation that they were done, especially given the volume.
But there's also no dates for any more patches. So right now their focus has shifted supposedly to console, but they did leave the door open to possibly make some more patches as they move along.
So again, in typical sort of Frontier speak, basically they've committed to absolutely nothing but giving people enough hints so that they believe something good will happen. Yes. Officially speaking, the next thing they've committed to doing anything about whatsoever is, well, technically, they repeatedly promised that we would have developer streams every month, but then that promise was changed in their forum post to, we will have a monthly forum update post by a community manager. So technically, they're committed to that. The next thing that they're actually officially committed to, other than that, is they are committed to put out Odyssey on the console at some point, although it seems like in used car salesman speech they pretty much said it's not going to be by when we said it was going to be. Legit, if I had to bet any amount of money right now, I would say console release 2022, if it's coming. I think it's coming, but 2022. Yeah. Other than that, like, we don't know. I feel like I've heard from some people from patch 5, they're like, hey, I got a pretty good boost in my FPS. Other people said, I didn't, get that much of a boost. I've heard like I've heard all kinds of things. Now, Planet Tech, they said literally they said, they admitted, okay, number one, Planet Tech is broken, and it doesn't sound like it's just a bug. It sounds like it's by design, because they said it's harder than we thought. We're going to have to look into it. That does not sound promising. With regard to console, they said it's harder than we thought. We're going to have to look into it. With regard to optimization, they said it's harder than we thought. We're going to have to look into it. So they gave us 3 answers, which were all the same answer, which is game dev is hard. We can't honor our promise. We're going to get back to you maybe at some point. This brings up an interesting sort of corollary that I would like to make. And if you're not impressed by the use of the word corollary when someone as dumb as me is as drunk as me, you're not giving me enough credit. I listen to every podcast of every kind that is Elite Dangerous. And when I listened on the road to Boston this morning, when I started work about 23 and a half hours ago, I heard JN Trax, who is he is the main host. He is the host, what do you call it? The
Loose Screws.
No, he is the moderator, main host of Loose Screws. And he had been arguing with Frontier for 10 days straight. And in that, yes, that's right, they did say they do not have a workable solution. But he had been arguing with Frontier for 10 days straight since they released their update saying no plans to do any work at all on
VR.
Virtual reality, yes. And when they said that, he messaged immediately, within 24 hours, he messaged their, what do you call it? Community complaints, whatever, and said, hey, I want my money back. You guys told me that we would be not doing VR at launch, and that means in Frontier speak, but we're going to work on it later. And so I bought this because you said that, and then it didn't come. And then a month later, after you release it, you just announced flat out, oh yeah, we're not doing that. I don't think that's cool. Frontier has established a regular policy of when they're not interested in doing something, they say, we have no plans for that. When they are interested in doing something but can't commit to it just at the moment, they say, we will not do it at launch. This is a regular pattern that you have used over and over and over, and you violated that, and you took my money, you let me wait a month, then you said, nah, we're never going to do it. And then when I said I want a refund, you said you can't have it because you already had the product for a month. This is bullshit. I want a refund. And Frontier said no. And he messaged them back and forth and back and forth and back and forth many times for 10 days. And he just refused to let it go. And they said, no, we can't. No, we never, us saying we wouldn't have it at launch, we didn't have it at launch, so we didn't lie. And he was like, but it implies, and they're like, wait, we don't care about any implications. That's not our problem. That's your problem. And he's like, you need to give me a refund. And they were like, we cannot possibly give you a refund. It's not possible. You can't take Odyssey off of your account at this point. So Trax was like, all right, fuckers, I tried with you. And then he called the credit card company. He called Visa and said, hey, guess what? I want to report this as a fraudulent transaction. They sold me a thing saying that they were going to work on VR after, but then they changed their mind a month later and then said it's too late to get a refund. Like 3 days later, the credit card company accepted his claim that it was a fraudulent charge and charged it back. They took the money away from Frontier. Frontier immediately, because they lost the money, took Odyssey off of his account. And so that's how anyone who wants it can get a refund on Odyssey, because Frontier will tell you it's not possible. But if you report them for fraudulent credit card transaction, they don't have a say in it. So, wow. Now, me personally, I'll say this, and a lot of you guys might hate me for saying this. I have fun playing Odyssey. Yes, it's soulless. Yes, it's just a loot grind. Yes, they haven't put anything else in other than grinding away for the stupid mats for your suit. But I kind of have fun doing it. Now, I'm having way more fun playing No Man's Sky and Star Citizen. So I'm going to keep doing that for a little while. But in a week or two, I'm going to come back and I'm going to keep playing Odyssey. If you really don't want to play Odyssey, like, that's your choice. You know now how to get your money back, because Frontier support will tell you no, but PayPal or a credit card, if you report it as a fraudulent transaction, will say, yeah, you're making good sense there. We're going to go ahead and take that money back, and that's up to the company to deal with. So you know now what to do if that's what you want to do. Me personally, I paid $60. I blew more than that on a really good bottle of whiskey today. So whatever. I feel like every person has the right to be treated how they want to be treated, so long as it's within reasonable expectations. You're a customer. We were all lied to. Me personally, I can get over it. I can get past it. I've fallen out of love with Frontier, but I'm not going to stop playing Elite because I still like the game. I like the flight model in Star Citizen is just as good. The exploration in No Man's Sky is way better. The, in-depth of Star Citizen is way better. When they unfuck themselves in a month or so, the polish in Elite is better, and the Galaxy model in Elite is the best. Nobody does a Galaxy model better than Elite, and you tell me right now that someone does it better, and I'll call you a liar to your face. But their Galaxy model is the only thing Elite has going for them that's better than anyone else. And that's a one-trick pony. As soon as somebody else cracks that... No Man's Sky does not have a better Galaxy model. Oh, it does VR. Sorry, I'm a little blurry in my vision right now. You're absolutely right. Not only, Shay Les, not only does No Man's Sky do VR better than Elite, No Man's Sky does VR the gold. They are the gold standard of VR from non-VR company. The absolute gold standard for VR is Half-Life Alyx, but that was made by Valve, who they'd do the tech for VR. They literally did it themselves. But No Man's Sky, for a not Valve, they do it better than anyone. And you know what? Star Citizen does fucking amazing VR, and we're going to get into that when we get to the Star Citizen section. But yeah, I that's all I wanted to say, was that it was an interesting thing to me that Trax got his money back by just saying, fuck you, you're fraudulent, you lied to me, I tried to get it back with you repeatedly, You refused. You told me it couldn't be done, so I went to the credit card and look, lo and behold, it could very much be done.
Yeah, it's a smart move.
All right. Does anybody go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, and JN Tracks, to his credit, I guess, up until the announcement that they weren't going to work on VR, he was probably one of the biggest supporters in trusting and believing FDev that they had left.
He was
And
the best.
They burnt that bridge. They burnt that bridge, and it's gone. And I'm with you, Kai. I'm going to keep playing, and I'd go as far as to say, when Odyssey does get to me on the Xbox, I'll buy it. Whether it's a beta or it's a thing, I'm still going to buy it because I'm still going to be playing Elite, and I want that variety. I want it. I just can't devote all my time to it anymore like I used to. But I listened to Loose Screws today as well, and I thought they all made some really good points. And it's just a shame to see what it's all come down to. Loose Screws has turned. Down to Earth is doing videos on everything else. Star Citizen. Obsidian Ant is doing videos on Star Citizen and what's the other one there? Everlast 2 or whatever the hell that new space game is.
Everspace.
All of their Everspace 2, yeah. All of Elite's top content creators, the ones that had all the subscribers that brought all the eyes, are doing videos for other games now, and that's bad for Frontier. Good for these other companies.
I see Moonfar Star saying, "Oh no, we're gonna lose Pamesh. We will never lose Pamesh because my girl Juki created Fly Dangerous, a free program that you can get on GitHub that has Pamesh for forever, bro. Get it for free. What is wrong with you? You're missing out." All right. So that takes us to the rest of GalNet news. We covered the non-dev, non-update, non-stream, which was the community manager vague information post. That takes us to GalNet news. Roy, take it away.
Yeah, we had a few stories since last week. June 28th, Imperial Senate considers Marlinist diplomacy. So that storyline's still chugging along. June 29th, 4 federal systems declare independence. So that was the precursor to some CGs we'll talk about. July 1st, the first post that day, Federation battles independence in the AZALADSHU system. And also that day, sort of pairing with that, so that was the kickoff of the CG. Then the next one was the ending of the previous one, Salvation Eclipses Aegis to obtain Guardian artifacts. And then finally on July 2nd, Dredger clan arrives at KUMO City, which was interesting. One of the last sentences in that story I thought was curious. It's they're wondering if the Dredgers, have they brought him, who would be Archon Delaine, something of value that they discovered in deep space. So I don't know if they're throwing a little hint out there, but that could be an interesting thread.
Hell yeah. Good stuff. And tell us a little bit about the CGs.
Yeah, so we had 2 finishing. Well, I guess one with 2 sides finishing and another one starting up. So the finishing ones was the Salvation versus Aegis, both of them appealing for Guardian artifacts, and Salvation handily won that one, 100%, reaching 100% when the Aegis side had only reached 4%. So there's a focused, long-range, high-penetration, fixed Class 2 Guardian Shard cannon with additional weight, power draw, and heat that was awarded for that. Then the new CG is you can fight either for the Federation against the AZALADSHU freeze independence, or you can fight for AZALADSHU freeze independence, and this will determine whether or not those systems with those factions go independent or stay in the Federation.
And that, I think, is really interesting for the little bit of interest that I have in Elite stories right now. It's these guys are saying, hey, man, we're not for the Big Brother bullshit. We're not for the Patriot Act bullshit. We're ready to strike out on our own. I think that's interesting. So, yeah, It's good stuff.